Okay, let's talk about humanoid robots. For real this time. They're not just sci-fi anymore. This is the next great tech race, a frontier worth trillions that is going to completely redefine our world. Now, we hear a lot about the big names in the US, right? But the real story, the one that could change everything, is happening somewhere else. What's going on in China is way bigger than just building robots. It's about forging the future of global power. And get this, they're the ones warning everyone that it's all about to blow up.
Yeah, you've heard the hype, we all have. Elon Musk says Optimus will be bigger than the car industry, bigger than everything. And the story we're told is pretty simple. Silicon Valley is building the future, because that's what they do. It's a familiar script.
But what if we're all looking in the wrong direction? What if the actual center of the robot universe isn't in California? What if it's happening somewhere else, at a scale that is almost impossible to wrap your head around, and it's teetering on the edge of a massive, self-inflicted collapse? To really get what's happening, you have to appreciate the sheer, jaw-dropping scale of China's ambition. This is not a couple of startups tinkering in a garage. This is a full-blown, state-orchestrated revolution in the making.
Think about it like this. Here in the US, you can probably name, 3 or 4 major companies in the humanoid race? In China, there are over 150 of them. It is an absolute frenzy, a modern-day gold rush, with everyone from tiny startups to massive corporations diving in, all fueled by a tidal wave of cash and a direct mandate from the government.
And let's be super clear, this boom is no accident. It's not just the market doing its thing. This is the direct result of a national strategy from China's top tech ministry. The goal is spelled out for everyone to see. Build a world-class robot ecosystem by 2025. This isn't a suggestion, it's a mission. And of course, a mission like that needs money. A lot of money. The Chinese government is projecting this market to smash past $56 billion by 2030, and then, get this, more than double that just 5 years later. Numbers like that don't just attract investors, they pour rocket fuel on a fire that's already blazing. And you can literally see the results. During the Spring Festival Gala, their biggest televised event of the year, over 1 billion people watched as 16 humanoid robots performed a flawless, synchronized folk dance. That's not some quiet tech demo in a lab, that's a national power move on the biggest stage imaginable. Okay, so the picture is clear, right? A state-backed, money-fueled rocket ship to dominance. But here is where the story takes a truly bizarre, paradoxical twist. Just as the hype is peaking, a dire warning comes out from the very people who lit the fuse. Remember that $56 billion number, the government's own forecast? You'd think they'd be taking a victory lap, but what they said next makes absolutely no sense. This is a direct quote from China's top economic planning agency. A spokesperson went on the record and warned of a glut of homogeneous products. In plain English, she was saying, hey, everybody is just building the exact same robot. And worse, she said it's killing any real chance for breakthrough innovation. And what they're describing, well, we have a name for that. It is the textbook definition of an economic bubble. You've got a flood of money and hype creating a market that looks huge on paper, but it's all built on products that don't actually have a proven use case yet. The big risk? Building way more robots than anyone actually needs, leading to a massive, spectacular crash. And this is the insane part. This isn't a warning from a competitor or a skeptical analyst. It's coming from the NDRC, the master architects of China's entire economic strategy. The same people who designed and launched this robotics moonshot are now shouting from the rooftops that the whole thing is about to blow up. So, China is hitting the gas and the emergency brake at the same time. It's chaotic. What in the world does this mean for the global race? Let's zoom out and put the US and China head to head. When you put them side by side, you see two totally different game plans. The US is right now the clear leader in core innovation. The cutting-edge AI, the advanced sensors, the really complex stuff. But in every other category, China is just a monster. They have the manufacturing scale, a death grip on the supply chain, and they can build things way cheaper and way faster. Let's just double-click on that supply chain advantage for a second, because it's a huge deal. 56% of the entire global supply chain for these robots is in China. That's a strategic chokehold. It means that even if a US company designs a more advanced robot, odds are they're still relying on Chinese parts to actually build it. And this brings us to a critical lesson from tech history. The country that invents something isn't always the one that wins in the long run. Market dominance often goes to whoever can produce that thing at massive scale for a low cost reliably. In this game, production is power.
So how exactly is China planning to use that production power? Well, it's not random. It's a systematic, repeatable playbook, one they've used to conquer other massive industries before. Here it is, step by step. First, the government opens the floodgates of cash. Subsidies, tax breaks, you name it. Second, they create a guaranteed market by forcing state-owned factories to use these new robots. And third, they use that incredible scale to drive costs into the ground, making it almost impossible for anyone else to compete on price. If this sounds familiar, it's because it's the exact same playbook they ran with solar panels, drones, and electric vehicles.
And is it working? Oh, you better believe it. Just look at the patents. Over the last 5 years, China has filed for 22% more robotics patents than the next 19 countries. That's the US, Japan, Germany, and 16 others combined. This playbook is turning brute manufacturing force into a real defensible IP advantage.
So on one hand, you've got this proven playbook for total global dominance. On the other, you've got the guys who wrote the playbook screaming that a collapse is coming. So what happens if they're right? What does it look like for them and for us if this whole thing actually bursts?
Well, the immediate fallout would be messy. The investment money would vanish overnight. You'd see a bloodbath among those 150-plus companies, with most being forced to merge or just shut down. Ironically, that chaos might create a short-term opening for US firms to snap up cheap parts and talent. But the biggest consequence would be global. The dream of affordable, mass-market humanoid robots would get delayed, maybe for years.
Which brings us to the fundamental question at the heart of all this. Are we just watching a classic, out-of-control economic bubble that's destined to pop? Or is this something far more calculated? A brutal, high-pressure furnace, intentionally overheated by the state to burn away all the weaker companies, leaving just a handful of untouchable, global champions standing in the ashes? The answer to that question will not just determine the winner of the robot race, it might define the entire technological landscape for the rest of our lives.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It really helps the channel grow. See you in the next video.